You mentioned the name, Ivana Chubbuck.
Ivana Chubbuck, yeah.
Would you please expound on Ivana?
I say Ivana.
Ivana. We say potato, I say potato. Makes a difference. Let's talk about Ivana Chubbuck.
Well, Ivana Chubbuck, and I got her book.
Whoa. We have props.
The Power of the Actor. Okay. Ivana Chubbuck, when I was looking for texts to use for my class, you go through and you read a bunch of stuff because there's a lot of garbage out there, and you need something that's very, comprehensive. Anyway, I read this book. I loved it because it was an easy read, but it's a very passionate book. She reminded me a lot of my old acting coach, Larry Park, who's old school, and I can talk about him too later. But Ivana,
a little bit for time. We can't talk about everybody.
I know. I got so much to say. Anyway, Ivana Chubbuck is considered right now. She's like the it girl in Hollywood. She's one of the top acting coaches in the country. In the 2006 Academy Awards, actors who used the Chubbuck technique were nominated in all major categories: Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress. Halle Berry thanked her when she got her Oscar.
Oh, really?
And I studied with Ivana last year, and I'm the only acting coach in the entire Great Lakes area certified to teach the Chubbuck technique. And what is exciting about this technique is Ivana works with people that are not just like trying to get jobs, right? She works with people who are already getting the jobs. She's working with the A-list, and she's working with the A-list actors. She's working with like Charlize Theron and Halle Berry and I guess you've
a little name dropping here.
a little. I don't know them. She knows them. She can drop them. But it's exciting. She talks about people in her book. But anyway, what was exciting for me is that when I went to study with her for getting certified to be an acting coach that teaches her technique, I got to observe all of her, the different classes. So I went into these classes, and her master's class has either actors that have been through her other classes that are in there, or actors that are already landing roles on television shows and movies. Now, this is not the A-list. They would do independent work with her. But these are people who are already doing great work. And I went in initially, and I watched these scenes, and I'm like, wow, this is already great.
Professionalism here, yeah.
It's already great. And then I watched Ivana make them better.
Really?
And so then what I had to learn is, and which was wonderful, is how to spot people, these actors who are, pursuing their objective versus these actors who are going for the win. I'm going to win my objective. And they, and it's this whole continuing to try to triumph over adversity in spite of these obstacles. Now, the character may or may not win, but he never stops winning. And, they talk in life about things like, if I were to say to you, try and pick up that cup.
It's awkward because I'm holding up the
microphone. That's true. That's right. You're doing all that. You can't do that. Bad example. Okay. I'm going to have to improv it. Okay. So you say try.
Scene 2, take 1.
But, the reality is you just pick up the cup. And so...
There's an art to all that, though.
But people say, so the cameraman can follow, the camera woman in this case, but it's a stagnant shot, so hello. So, but anyway, with trying to pick something, we just pick it up. But a lot of times in actors, it's like, I'm trying to get this. I'm going to try and make him pay attention to me. But we say, I'm going to try and do this. This is like we're going to allow ourselves to give up. And this winning, going for the win, really creates a more dynamic performance. And screenwriters have changed their scripts because Ivana's, these actors that use the Chubbuck technique come in and they create this, this something that's so much more dynamic than what the director envisioned, what the screenwriter envisioned, and then they change these scripts. And it just creates
very difficult process to accomplish. Maybe easy for her, but normally I think it would be...
the word difficult. I'll tell you, when you learn it, it makes sense. Now, trying to believe in the simplicity of it and allowing yourself to be fully yourself, I think, is the challenge. It is not, there's some techniques you study and I'm like, okay. I don't grasp it. I'm like, why?
What don't I understand?
Well, yeah, why don't I understand? But sometimes you just think stuff is. After a while, you realize it's not you that's not getting it. So it's like, I'm secure enough in some things, to know. All right. So anyway, I mean, different techniques work for different people. I will say that. So, but it's a very systematic, comprehensive approach. It makes sense. And what becomes the challenge is allowing for actors to allow themselves to become their authentic self and trust. And I'll tell you another beautiful thing that happens with acting technique and learning how to truly bring yourself to the role. In life, I mean, everyone deals with life from their own sense of inadequacy. We all say, we all know what's wrong with us. And
oh, not me. I'm perfect.
And then we put on these masks, and we put on these, ways that we present ourselves to the world, that protect us, or really that protect us. We make a decision on how we want to appear, and those are the masks we don, and that's how we live our life. And so we know what's wrong with us, and we think about that as being bad.
Right.
We're perceiving these things to be flaws, things that are wrong. And with acting, what you begin to realize is these are the things that make you who you are, that make you unique. And you know what? No one wants to go to the theater and see the perfect person live the perfect life. They want to see that the person on the screen is having problems just like they have, and then they work.
Flaws, just as
yeah, that they're imperfect, and yet they try to succeed, because that gives us hope. And so what happens is, for these actors then, is they begin to see these things about them not as being flaws, but by saying that there's things that make them more beautiful, that add to the richness of their life. And then when they share this part of who they are with the viewer, that we can help something positive happen. And that's what I love about this. It's not about using the crap in our life to spiral into despair. It's about using it to propel ourselves forward and help give the viewer hope, because we have this crap and we've accomplished this as the character or ourselves, and they can do it too. And I love that.